Let's walk on the wise path.
Do you feel like there's never enough time in the day? Do you struggle to balance work, family, and personal life? If so, you're not alone. Time management is a challenge for many of us, but the teachings of Stoicism can help. In this video, we'll explore the philosophy of Seneca and his advice on how to manage your time more effectively. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how to make the most of your time and live a more fulfilling life. 1. Treat time as a valuable resource. Time is the most valuable resource that we have, yet it's all too easy to take it for granted. Seneca reminds us that we all have the same amount of time in a day, and it's up to us to make the most of it. To do this, we must be intentional with our time and prioritize the things that matter most. One way to be intentional with our time is to set goals and create a plan to achieve them. This can help us stay focused and motivated and ensure that we're spending our time on things that will bring us closer to our desired outcomes. It's also important to be realistic with our time and avoid overcommitting ourselves. By setting realistic goals and managing our time effectively, we can achieve more and feel a greater sense of satisfaction with our accomplishments. Another way to make the most of our time is to eliminate distractions and avoid multitasking. It's easy to get distracted by social media, email, or other notifications, but these distractions can eat up a lot of our time and prevent us from being productive. By focusing on one task at a time and eliminating distractions, we can get more done in less time and feel more in control of our day. We should also make time for the things that matter most to us. Whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby, or working towards a long-term goal, it's important to prioritize the things that bring us joy and fulfillment. By doing this, we can create a sense of balance in our lives and feel more content with how we're spending our time. Time is a precious resource that we must treat with care. Seneca's teachings remind us that we all have the same amount of time in a day, and it's up to us to make the most of it. By being intentional with our time, prioritizing the things that matter most, and eliminating distractions, we can achieve more and live a more fulfilling life. So the next time you find yourself with a free moment, remember the wisdom of Seneca and use it to make the most of your time. 2. Don't spend your time solely preparing for the future. While planning for the future is important, it's equally important to live in the present moment. Seneca warns us against spending too much time preparing for a future that may never come. He reminds us that the future is uncertain and we cannot control everything that happens in our lives. However, we can control our present actions and make the most of the time we have. Living in the present moment means being fully engaged in what we're doing right now. It means not worrying about the past or the future, but rather focusing on the here and now. When we do this, we're more likely to experience joy and fulfillment in our lives. We can appreciate the small things and find gratitude in the present moment. Of course, this doesn't mean that we should abandon all planning for the future. It simply means that we should find a balance between planning and living in the present moment. We should set goals and work towards them, but not at the expense of our present happiness. We should find ways to enjoy the journey rather than just focusing on the destination. Another way to make the most of the present moment is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and aware of our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. It can help us become more attuned to the present moment and find greater joy and happiness in our lives. Seneca's teachings remind us that life is short and that we should make the most of every moment. We cannot control the future, but we can control our present actions. By living in the present moment, finding a balance between planning and enjoying the journey, and practicing mindfulness, we can live a more fulfilling life. 3. Live life on your own terms. It's easy to get caught up in the expectations and opinions of others, but Seneca reminds us that true fulfillment and happiness come from living life on our own terms. This means taking the time to figure out what truly matters to us and pursuing those things with passion and dedication. Living life on our own terms requires courage and a willingness to take risks. It means being true to ourselves and not compromising our values or beliefs for the sake of others. This can be difficult at times, but the rewards are worth it. When we live life on our own terms, we're more likely to find meaning and purpose in our lives. Of course, living life on our own terms doesn't mean being selfish or ignoring the needs of others. It simply means finding a balance between our own needs and the needs of those around us. By doing this, we can create a sense of harmony and balance in our lives and find fulfillment and happiness in the process. So the next time you find yourself feeling stuck or unfulfilled, remember the wisdom of Seneca. Take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you and start living life on your own terms. It may not be easy, but the rewards are worth it. With courage, dedication, and a willingness to take risks, you can create a life that's truly fulfilling and meaningful. 4. Practice imagining worst-case scenarios to prepare for them. Worrying about the worst-case scenario is a common source of stress and anxiety for many people. It's natural to want to avoid thinking about negative outcomes, but Seneca suggests that we can use our imagination to our advantage. By imagining the worst-case scenario, we can prepare ourselves for it and feel more confident in our ability to handle it. When we imagine the worst-case scenario, we're essentially planning for the worst while hoping for the best. This can help us feel more in control of the situation and reduce our anxiety levels. By preparing for the worst, we can also make better decisions in the present moment, since we're not clouded by fear or uncertainty. However, it's important to remember that imagining the worst-case scenario should not consume us. We should not dwell on negative thoughts or let them take over our lives. Instead, we should use our imagination to plan and prepare, but ultimately focus on the present moment and the positive aspects of our life. Another way to use our imagination to our advantage is to visualize positive outcomes. Instead of focusing on the worst-case scenario, we can imagine the best-case scenario and work towards that. Visualization can be a powerful tool for motivation and goal setting and can help us achieve our desired outcomes. Seneca's teachings remind us that our imagination can be both a source of stress and a tool for preparation. By imagining the worst-case scenario, we can prepare ourselves for the future and feel more in control of our lives. However, it's important to focus on the present moment and not let negative thoughts consume us. By using our imagination to visualize positive outcomes, we can also find motivation and achieve our goals. 5. Make long-term goals feel more immediate. Long-term goals can be daunting, especially when they feel distant and unattainable. However, Seneca reminds us that we can break these goals down into smaller, more manageable tasks. When we do this, we not only make progress towards our goals, but we also feel a sense of accomplishment along the way. Breaking long-term goals into smaller tasks is a powerful strategy that can help us achieve more in less time. By breaking down a large goal into smaller tasks, we can focus on the steps we need to take to get there, rather than feeling overwhelmed by the end goal. We can also track our progress more easily and adjust our approach as needed. To break down a long-term goal, start by identifying the steps that need to be taken to achieve it. These steps should be specific and measurable and should move you closer to your desired outcome. For example, if your long-term goal is to run a marathon, your smaller tasks may include running 5K, 10K, and half-marathon races along the way. Once you've identified your smaller tasks, create a plan to achieve them. This plan should include specific deadlines and milestones, as well as a system for tracking your progress. By creating a plan, you'll be more likely to stay on track and achieve your goals. It's also important to celebrate your progress along the way. Each time you complete a smaller task, take a moment to acknowledge your accomplishment and feel proud of what you've achieved. This will not only motivate you to keep going, but it will also help you build momentum towards your larger goal. Remember that breaking down a long-term goal into smaller tasks doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your vision. You can still maintain your overall goal while focusing on the smaller steps along the way. In fact, breaking down your goal into smaller tasks can help you achieve it faster and with more ease. 6. Use your free time wisely. We all have free time, but it's how we use it that matters. Seneca suggests that we use our free time to pursue activities that bring us joy and fulfillment. Whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby, or learning something new, we should make the most of our free time. Our free time is precious and should be treated as such. It's a time for us to recharge, connect with others, and explore our passions. When we use our free time wisely, we're more likely to feel fulfilled and energized. One way to make the most of our free time is to pursue activities that align with our values and interests. This could mean taking up a new hobby, volunteering for a cause we believe in, or simply spending time with loved ones. By doing activities that bring us joy and fulfillment, we're more likely to feel happy and recharged. Another way to make the most of our free time is to learn something new. Whether it's a new language, a new skill, or a new subject, learning can be a great way to challenge ourselves and expand our horizons. By learning something new, we're also more likely to feel a sense of accomplishment and pride in ourselves. Of course, it's also important to take time for ourselves and simply relax. This could mean reading a book, taking a nap, or just spending time in nature. By taking time to rest and recharge, we're more likely to be productive and focused when it's time to get back to work. Ultimately, how we use our free time is up to us. Seneca reminds us to make the most of this time by pursuing activities that bring us joy and fulfillment. By doing this, we can create a sense of balance in our lives and feel more content and fulfilled overall. 7. Reflect on your past experiences. Reflection is a powerful tool for personal growth and development. It allows us to look back on our experiences and learn from them so we can make better decisions in the future. Seneca understood the importance of reflection and encouraged us to use it as a way to gain valuable insights and grow as individuals. When we reflect on our past experiences, we're essentially reviewing our actions and decisions in a non-judgmental way. We're not trying to assign blame or beat ourselves up over past mistakes. Instead, we're trying to understand why we made certain choices and what we can learn from them. Reflection can help us identify patterns in our behavior that we may not have noticed before. For example, we may realize that we tend to make impulsive decisions when we're stressed, or that we have a tendency to procrastinate when we're feeling overwhelmed. By recognizing these patterns, we can start to address them and make positive changes in our lives. Reflection can also help us gain a deeper understanding of our values and beliefs. When we look back on our past experiences, we can see how our actions align with our values and where we may have strayed from them. This awareness can help us make more intentional decisions in the future and ensure that we're living in alignment with our true selves. Of course, reflection is not always easy. It can be uncomfortable to look back on past mistakes or painful experiences. However, it's important to remember that reflection is a constructive process that can lead to growth and learning. By approaching reflection with an open mind and a willingness to learn, we can gain valuable insights and become better versions of ourselves. One way to make reflection a regular practice is to set aside time each day or each week for this purpose. This could be as simple as journaling about your experiences or taking a few minutes to reflect on your day before going to bed. By making reflection a regular part of your routine, you can start to see the benefits of this practice in your life. Reflection is a powerful tool for personal growth and development. Seneca's teachings remind us of the importance of reflection and how it can help us gain valuable insights and make better decisions in the future. So take some time to reflect on your past experiences and see how this practice can help you become a better version of yourself. 8. Avoid wasting time on unimportant matters. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in trivial matters and lose sight of what's truly important. Seneca's teachings remind us to focus on the things that matter most and avoid wasting time on things that don't. By doing this, we can live a more fulfilling life and make the most of our time. So how do we focus on the things that matter most? One way is to identify our values and priorities. What is truly important to us? Is it our health, our relationships, our career, or something else entirely? Once we've identified our values and priorities, we can focus our time and energy on the things that align with them. Another way to focus on the things that matter most is to eliminate distractions. It's easy to get sidetracked by social media, email, or other notifications, but these distractions can eat up a lot of our time and prevent us from being productive. By eliminating distractions and focusing on the task at hand, we can get more done in less time and feel more in control of our day. It's also important to remember that focusing on the things that matter most doesn't mean we have to sacrifice our joy and fulfillment. In fact, it's the opposite. By focusing on the things that truly matter to us, whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby, or working towards a long-term goal, we can create a sense of balance in our lives and feel more content with how we're spending our time. 9. Create new memories by investing your time in worthwhile activities. Life is a precious gift, and it's up to us to make the most of it. Seneca reminds us that our time on this earth is limited, and we should invest our time in activities that will create lasting memories. Whether it's traveling to a new place, trying a new hobby, or spending quality time with loved ones, we should make the most of every moment. One way to create lasting memories is to step out of our comfort zones and try something new. This could mean taking a dance class, learning a new language, or trying a new food. By exposing ourselves to new experiences, we can broaden our horizons and create memories that will last a lifetime. Another way to create lasting memories is to travel to new places. Travel can be a powerful way to experience new cultures, meet new people, and see the world from a different perspective. Whether it's a solo trip or a family vacation, travel can create memories that will stay with us for years to come. Of course, creating lasting memories doesn't have to involve big, elaborate plans. Sometimes, the simplest moments can create the most meaningful memories. Spending quality time with loved ones, enjoying a beautiful sunset, or simply taking a walk in nature can all be powerful ways to create lasting memories. The key is to be present in the moment and fully engage with the experience. When we're fully present, we're more likely to remember the details and emotions of the experience and create a lasting memory. By being intentional with our time and investing it in worthwhile activities, we can create a life full of meaningful memories. 10. Spend time learning and exploring different philosophies. Seneca believed that Stoicism was just one of many philosophies that could help us live a more fulfilling life. He encouraged us to spend time learning and exploring different philosophies, whether it's Taoism, Buddhism, or something else entirely. By doing this, we can gain new perspectives and insights that can help us live a better life. Learning about different philosophies can be a powerful way to expand our minds and challenge our assumptions. It can help us develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. By exploring different philosophies, we can gain new insights into human nature, the meaning of life, and our place in the universe. One of the benefits of exploring different philosophies is that we can find ideas and practices that resonate with us on a personal level. For example, we may find that the principles of Taoism, such as living in harmony with nature and embracing our natural state, align with our values and beliefs. Or we may find that the practices of mindfulness and meditation in Buddhism help us find inner peace and stillness. Exploring different philosophies can also help us develop a more nuanced and sophisticated understanding of the world. It can help us see beyond surface-level differences and find common ground with people of different cultures and backgrounds. By embracing diversity and seeking out new knowledge, we can become more open-minded and compassionate individuals. Ultimately, Seneca's teachings remind us that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to living a fulfilling life. We must each find our own path and explore different philosophies and practices to discover what works best for us. By doing this, we can create a life that's truly fulfilling and meaningful. The teachings of Seneca and Stoicism can help us manage our time more effectively and live a more fulfilling life. By treating time as a valuable resource, living life on our own terms and investing our time in worthwhile activities, we can make the most of every moment. So the next time you feel like there's not enough time in the day, remember the wisdom of Seneca and make the most of the time you have.